Here they are. They're loading on. We're seeing UW and UCSD load onto the field.
University of Washington. All right,
Wow.
so chat, we talked about it already, but make sure, just a reminder, keep an eye on the sentry for the University of Washington. If it's moving, if it holds that central buff point, if it's firing at enemy robots, that will be a big warning sign to all the other teams vying for that #1 slot in 2025.
Yep. I think also, chat, we're going to go ahead and put up a prediction for this round. UCSD UW round 1. This is going to be a not best of 3, but 2 games total, 2 rounds total. So the score can end up being 1-1. They play 2 rounds no matter what. The 2 rounds will be decided on who wins based on how many points they get by accumulating by standing in that central point you see on your screen right now, the green crown area. Robots on there will gain points at 1 point per second at a rate of 1 point per second. And then if they get a defeat on any other robot, that also will give them 20 additional points for each defeat. So lots of different ways to make up the numbers in this particular Robomaster 3v3 situation. You'll notice, if you haven't joined us yet at all, that the field is also not flat anymore. There are some elevations areas as well. On the red side, we see where UCSD is is currently putting out their robots. There is the ramp that they're standing on right there. And on the bottom right of your screen, there's also a ramp going towards the blue ammo resupply zone. That ramp is one way, essentially. You have to come from around the central buff point area into the ramp and over it to drop back into your resupply zone. We've seen a couple teams take it. We've seen some teams fall over taking it, including UW's own standard. So yeah, we're going to see if those teams if any of those teams are going to be able to utilize that well this particular situation, this particular match. On top of that, we've also got the bumps in the middle, those little gray areas. Those bumps are about 10 millimeters tall. Getting on them is very difficult. Driving over them with Mechanims is really, really difficult, which is actually why UW opted for all Omnis and super large ones at that, Preston. You pointed this out before. They're 10-inch Omnis, which are huge, compared to like most teams that bring them at all.
And chat, you'll be familiar. The bumps that we're discussing are typically used as like visually impaired aids for crosswalks.
Yeah.
So if when you've ridden a scooter over them, or perhaps as a child, I have memories of riding roller blades on top of those, the bumps and the chatter that causes. Highlander asking, when do they compete in the big fancy arena? So this arena for RMNA is the largest that 3v3 gets. Some of these teams will go on to compete in RMUC in China. You can catch English commentary for that over on the Robotics Esports channel.
Twitch.tv/Robotics Esports. On top of that, if you want to try and see the big fields at RMNA in the future, you should hit that Twitch Prime subscription. Toss us some money your way. That way, it's free for you and gives us enough to be able to keep hosting the competition and hopefully grow the competition. Be able to showcase off that huge 5v5, 7v7 field that has all the different ramps, structures, etc. But for now, we're looking at this 3v3 match going into a quick technical timeout as the prediction is closing.
Yeah, UW always brings a lot of members. I love the energy that they bring to their matches. A big UW crowd in person, but online, it's actually really close to 50-50.
Well, we got the host team and the 4-time champion UW. I'm assuming it's going to be quite the close race in terms of who they want to win. Free us from Tyranny SD, we got in chat. The UW Dynasty hoping to be taken down by San Diego, or will UW prove that heavy is the crown and they're able to crush anyone with it?
Got some cheers from UW online as well as we start to initialize University of Washington versus UCSD. Thanks for the follow. Whoa, holy Moby.
Whoa, holy Moby. Good name. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots for the first match of Day 2 of Groups in RMNA 2025. UW versus UCSD. Look how fast that standard is getting to the center.
Red Standard 3 not staying in the center, though. Going to move over to the wall and peek it. Fighting with Blue Hero 1. You can see that hero health in the top right-hand corner falling very fast. Down to the last smidgen. Now the hero and the standard helping to take down the blue hero.
UW is now on the capture point, accumulating those points you guys see in the top left corner of your screen. UW is at 41 victory points, UCSD at 0 victory points currently. Bit of an engagement going on.
University of Washington still not holding that central point for very long, getting pushed back by UCSD, but they're just circling on their own side of the map. keeping this engagement going. Red standard 3, blue standard 3 fighting in the middle. Blue going to be backed up by that hero as UCSD starts scoring capture points.
One thing I want to point out there, Preston, UW left the point and was still accumulating for a second because you had a 2-second buffer time from when you first hit the
UCSD
point.
circling the corner. Going to take some hero shots at the base. If they can land any of these, it will be a big deal. It won't kill a robot because they're in the base, but it will give a lot of XP over to that hero. That blue hero, though, chased back and taken out in the central buff. It's a tough decision for that blue standard driver, but he levels up, which is going to help him survive for a little bit longer each second, getting them another victory point. But is taken down as the University of Washington gets a double kill, 40 victory points to the board.
Both sentries not really involved in this match as we're seeing a huge scuffle in the middle, a lot closer out the gate.
Triple kill!
However, UW taking that triple kill on the hero again. Are they going to chase down the standard as well and lock it in? I feel like they're going to lock it down.
These driver cams. The University of Washington remembers that the cooldown, the invincibility period for these revived robots is only a few seconds. They're chasing them down. They're spawn killing. 20 points for every kill. University of Washington's hero falls very, very low, though, in that last trade. 0 projectiles for both their bots. And it is the blue hero that's taken down again. -10 on the standard there for UW for a second. University of Washington sitting in the middle. UCSD has about 20 seconds to push them out of that middle zone or they will lose the round.
Yep, or if they get hit, if they get knocked out one more time, they also will lose the round as each kill is 20 points.
No projectiles, though, from that red standard, so it's going to have to be the red hero to make the move. There it is, landing one shot. University of Washington, can they land a second?
One shot, one opportunity, Preston. Will they be able to do it one more time?
University of Washington did manage the handoff, though. They've kept the central buff point, even though the standard had to retreat, and it's the University of Washington for round 1.
Solid play by University of Washington.
Solid play for UCSD. Wow. Ooh, that'll wake you up in the morning.
Crazy out the gate, Preston. Look at the projectiles fired and how much damage was done. Way closer than I would have expected. That very beginning part of the round, when UCSD and UW were both at level 1 hero, level 2 standards, and were attacking each other, incredibly close game. They were both vying for that control point, and I honestly thought either side could have taken it. UW got that first kill, snowballed it, made sure that UCSD could not retreat back to their own base by body blocking. Honestly, incredibly genius play by University of Washington. They know the respawn timer. You have to drive back in order to unlock your weapon. Even if you have ammo, software and physical, you have to drive back to the reload zone to unlock it. You basically have to do a full respawn. And the fact that they essentially were able to lock UCSD out of ever going back until the very end of the match, until there was only 20 seconds left for them to have to hold the point, essentially sealed the deal for them at that point. I think that was some of the best game sense we've seen by far.
Yes.
However, Preston,
UCSD did a phenomenal job as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, without those kills, I think Central buff gained victory points. UCSD was just about tied.
Absolutely.
That quadra kill was 80 points.
Yeah.
Out of
80
200.
points out the gate. Incredibly solid work from UW. They know the win condition, right? If you can snowball with the 80-point lead, getting a quadra kill pretty easily if you just block them from going back, that's toast for them. This is part of the reason why being able to take that ramp is so important. If you have the hero in the standard and you can go that bottom ramp instead of going back away the long way, you're at the respawn zone a lot faster, you're able to heal up a lot faster, you're not going to get chased down and locked out of the ability to heal, which is really important.
Yeah. You know what, Char? I got so caught up in the fact that we had this epic 2v2 happening in the middle.
Absolutely.
I didn't pay any attention to the UW Sentry, which I think speaks to the fact that it probably didn't do much.
Well, so what the UW Sentry did and the San Diego Sentry also did, they both just kind of sat in the respawn zones and spun. We didn't see UCSD go over to the UW side, so we don't know if it can shoot necessarily at the blue side. I would assume it does because they've had it every year, but at least the San Diego Sentry was not firing back at the UW standard when it was attacking it for a little bit.
But in 2025, right, in this field with this map, with a capture the point game mode,
absolutely,
you don't have to go to the other team's base.
You don't.
Having a spinning death machine sentry in your base doesn't actually defend anything.
Yeah, the Sentry does need to get active and mobile if UCSD wants to stand a chance. I think if UCSD's Sentry can somehow be mobile in this round and UW's isn't, I think that'll be a very interesting inversion of what we just saw. 3 versus 2 and a third robot that has a level 10 health and damage sitting in that center area would definitely slow UW's pace down and allow you to go back slowly if you need to heal up. The big thing here is movement speed, in my opinion, for this match. UCSD's movement speed is not quite fast enough, in my opinion. to outrun those UW robots, and so they can get in front of them, block them off from the important zones they want to get into, and basically control the entire map through positioning and movement. And UCSD needs to find a way to respond back to that by either taking smarter routes back. Maybe you do take the ramp, take a little bit of a risk, otherwise you lose the whole game anyways. I don't know. It's very interesting to see. I think this is going to be a really cool match. We get to 10 seconds down before the match begins. Preston, what are your thoughts? Anything interesting you think will happen?
I agree with you. If UCSD's Sentry can even just drive forward for 5 seconds, just get a view of the central buff point,
yeah,
I think UCSD has a solid chance. I think they have a chance without, too.
Yep.
If they had gone back to base a little earlier, if they had not died that first time, UW's snowball wouldn't have started.
I agree.
If they've learned that lesson, if the drivers can retreat a bit earlier, it'll be just fine.
2, 1. Let's bring on the bots, Preston. Let's see if UCSD can make those adaptations. UW is first out the gate, though.
That is the Sentry for UW that's first out the gate. Huge cheers erupting from UW. That's going to make this second round much harder for UCSD.
Let's see if it fires, though. It seems to be locking on.
It's firing. 746 projectiles remaining. They've fired 4 shots.
Oh, some more from the standards.
Ooh, UCSD in a tricky spot. They've now been backed into a corner. They'll have to choose between going up the ramp at level 1 or getting taken down by Red Standard 3.
See, that's the positioning I'm talking about. UW knows how to play the game positioning.
Look, the Sentry. Look at the Sentry from UCSD. It's moving.
The Sentry's also
It's so close.
Moved. It's so close.
It's firing.
It's firing.
It's firing. UCSD's Sentry is doing what it needs to. Both teams now 3v3 fully established, but the Standard for UCSD in a terrible spot is going to continue to get spawn killed. They have to jump the ramp, but they're only level 1.
I think that UW's positioning is amazing here. When UCSD went down and kind of made a misplay by going closer to that ramp, UW cut them off entirely and has gotten 2 kills, 40 points worth of it.
Look at the blue Standard number 3. He's trying to make it, but Red Standard 3 from the University of Washington going to go up the ramp and use that high ground, chunking through the blue Hero and now killing the blue Standard as it tries to make it back to base.
The blue Hero clearly frenzied, clearly scared, getting knocked out by UW. They have some of that interesting HUD right there, by the way. We brought it up a couple times. They have like basically a wall hack. If one robot can see you, all the robots kind of know where you are, which is super interesting to me. It's like the 6 Paths to Pain from Naruto. I think that's awesome personally. They got the Renegon available.
The Hero now from the University of Washington started to shoot fires across chunks, hits one on the Sentry, launches another, it misses. UCSD Sentry is not firing anymore, but fired over 100 projectiles.
UW is ceding control.
Hits get hit by another one. The Hero continuing to chunk down UCSD. University of Washington gaining most of the victory points through the kills.
UW killing the Sentry. Having full map control at this point means it's going to be really difficult for the UCSD to come back, in my opinion. UCSD will have to somehow make a way around. They can't get up the ramp, so their only line of attack is through that beginning spot. We're seeing the UW Standard try to make it up that ramp. Not really possible for them.
Standard now level 7 engaged with that blue Standard from the side of UCSD. Falling very low is UCSD. Their Sentry, their Standard. Now taken down is the Sentry. And that blue Standard will fall as well. University of Washington not so concerned with the central buff point, more interested in getting their victory points through kills in this game.
UW at 185 victory points could win the deal in 15 seconds if they wanted to, but instead they're choosing to opt to test their CV a little bit more, test their robots a little bit more, get an actual knockout instead.
The red Hero with 1 projectile in its hopper for the University of Washington moves into a location. It could take out one of those low health robots. And now the Sentry for UCSD firing again at the Hero from the University of Washington, not dealing a significant amount of damage, but still a great achievement from a computer vision angle.
The entire UCSD team backed into a corner, literally, as we come down to the last 2 minutes of the match. UW, playing with their food a little bit, hasn't really fired back at them. They have the projectiles. They have 1 Hero, 41 Infantry, 745 Sentry. I do want to note, Preston, that Sentry did not fire from the UW side very much at all. It only fired 5 projectiles and then decided not to anymore. I wonder if that's an intentional thing. The turrets are no longer spinning, so I'm curious to see if there's a malfunction there. UCSD capturing some points. UCSD getting on the victory point. They have 12 now. Are they going to build up more of a lead, maybe?
With 1 minute and 22 seconds left to go, they would also have to back that up with some kills on the field. Now, the blue Hero taking some pot shots at red Standard 3. UCSD's Hero, 2 more projectiles in the hopper. Navigating his way. I love the Hero from UCSD. I think the hopper is ingenious.
Hard for him to take the ramp currently. He's trying his best. He's on it. Can he make it up? UW Standard going to push him up there. Wait, do it together, guys. Do it together. Teamwork. UCSD, push the UW hero onto the ramp. I believe in you guys. You can do it.
Sure
Come
are
on,
trying.
UW. Come on. UW, you can push them. UW hero coming in. Are they going to push? Oh, they're both going to try? Nope. Neither was able to
we
make
saw
it.
the University of Washington make it up the ramp one time during this game, very smooth. But each time after that I've watched during this match, University of Washington has not been successful at making it up. UCSD using the power of teamwork.
Oh, they still don't have enough torque, I think. Unless we're hearing some cheers from the crowd. They're almost up the ramp. Come on, UCSD, you can do this. Come on, you can do it.
The Sentry for UCSD fired over 300 projectiles in round 2, but the University of Washington will take round 2 and the match. Congratulations to the University of Washington. Look at these stats, though. Both teams, I mean, not nearly as close as round 1.
Absolutely not. I mean, there was one fatal critical error that UCSD made, and that was the positioning. They got into the central area. They should have kept on their side because they knew they could only go back one way. The minute they cut themselves off from getting back around the top lane, back into the resupply zone, UW had basically backed their standard into a corner, and that was the robot they needed to have active and functional the entire match. Lost the kill, UW was able to snowball really easily from there. Keeping in mind, not only does a kill give you victory points, the objective of the game, it also gives you a huge experience lead.
Yes.
And experience is incredibly important in this game. Levels can matter a ton. A level 5 versus a level 1 is almost entirely unwinnable for a level 1. And so UW getting that early level advantage, very difficult for UCSD to be able to go up against.